The Iowa Hawkeyes went into a packed crowd in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and left with a 23-11 win over the Golden Gophers, a very tough Minnesota team, but Iowa leaves victorious. A lot of big matches here, a couple upsets. We're going to get into all that. Starting at 125, a pleasant surprise for Iowa Hawkeye fans. Joey Cruz continues to notch big wins. He's got a win already over McCrone of Ohio State. We just watched McCrone pin Luke Lillidahl, and now he knocks out Cooper Flynn in overtime. He gets the first takedown. Flynn gets a late takedown to force OT, and then Cruz gets in on a single leg. A little bit of an extended finish, but finds a way for the three-point takedown to win 7-4 in sudden victory. And for Iowa fans, a little more perspective on Joey. Yeah, he was a solid recruit coming out of high school, but last year, just 1 year ago, this guy was 3-6. There was not a lot of indication that he was even qualifier level at this point. And now he's someone that is not only just going to qualify, but he's someone that can win some matches at the NCAA tournament. He's beating All-American contenders, and if you beat enough of those, you yourself are an All-American contender. So great job by Joey Cruz as he's continued to get better and better at Iowa. 133, another guy that's getting better every time out. Drake Ayala dominates Tyler Wells. Wells kept himself in the fight, no doubt about it. While Drake was trying to push for bonus, Wells was able to get a takedown of his own to prevent it. So good job from Tyler, who has not been bonus before. And we thought, wow, are we going to see Drake actually push and break that streak? Not happening. It's a 9-5 win for Drake Ayala. And then a kind of a similar type of match where Vance Vomoor dominating Cullen Shriver, but Shriver ends up getting some score, keeps himself in it, and it's a 14-10 decision for Vance Vomoor, who just wrestles a relentless, furious pace. If you haven't got to watch Vance Vomoor compete yet, do yourself a favor. Watch Minnesota next chance you get, because he is a lot of fun to watch. It's not anything pretty impressive. He's not the smoothest athlete. He's not the going to wow you with his technique, but he is just a consistent attacker. He's all over you the whole time, can really compete from every position, and that's why he's having such a great year. Go to 149, Parco not threatened at all by Drew Roberts, a 5-0 winner there. Very steady win for Kyle Parco, who's had a very steady season for the Hawkeyes as he's transferred, as has Jakori Teemer. Now, a lot of questions coming into this. This is definitely the biggest win of Jakori Teemer's season, taking out Askey of Minnesota. He was ranked 9th. He had beaten some good guys. He's the guy who beat Cody Chittum last year. So this is a nice win for Jakori Teemer. But I got to say, it didn't feel like Jakori's all the way back still. I thought he was able to, I don't know what the best word is. He's backing up a lot of backing up. And you can say that's setting up. You back up, you clear space, and you fire. But there was just a lot of backing up and not a lot of firing. And I think Askey, if you re-wrestle this match, maybe you take a couple more risks there and you get a warning. And maybe you force Jakori into a tougher shot. But he really didn't press the issue enough, did Askey, to really merit the calls there. So it was a late third period takedown for Jakori Teemer, and he ends up getting the win 4-1 over Askey. And then 165, this is maybe the surprise of the dual meet. Not that Mikey Caliendo beat Andrew Sparks, but the fact that these guys had wrestled 4 times previously. The scores were 11-10, 2-1, 7-5, and 5-2. Okay, so everything within a takedown, all for Caliendo. And Caliendo comes out and smokes him. A tech over Andrew Sparks. And he was scoring any way he wanted. Counter, he's getting his re-attacks. He was generating from his feet, high crotch, single leg. Anything he wanted. All Michael Caliendo pushing to score the entire time. Even had a minute to spare before the match would have ended at 6:09. It took him to get the tech over Andrew Sparks. Really impressive from Iowa's most consistent competitor, Michael Caliendo. 174, no Nelson Brands. It was Patrick Kennedy who wrestled against Clayton Whiting, and it was Patrick Kennedy who won. He got an early single leg takedown and another takedown. He was pushing for the major, and then Whiting gets in on a leg, gets a takedown of his own for the 8-4 decision for Patrick Kennedy. And as time goes on, it seems more and more likely that this is going to be Patrick Kennedy's job and spot at the Big Ten tournament. And this is yet another ranked win for Kennedy. Then 184, this was a match that had a lot of intrigue. 2 very, very accomplished freshmen. Max McAnally, who I've been talking about all year long. This guy was undefeated last year, 17-0. A lot of bonus, beat a lot of ranked guys, some top 10 ranked wrestlers. And since that time, he's still undefeated. He only has 3 decisions in 18 matches for the year. He has a major over Silas Allred. And so now the matchup against Gabe Arnold is he going to be able to dominate Allred, who was a guy that we just watched beat Gabe Arnold. And how does that transitive work? Well, it ended up being a really close match. Gabe Arnold never close to a takedown, never close to an offensive score, but his defense really kept him in it. And this one ends up going to overtime, and it was a shot from Gabe Arnold and a nice re-attack from Max McAnally, a single leg. And he was able to get the finish and get the win over Gabe Arnold. And so, you know, you take a little bit of encouragement because I think a lot of people were wondering, like, you're kind of holding your breath here, like, is Max going to really put it on Gabe, right? He's majored someone that just beat Gabe. Well, Gabe was very competitive. He's really hard to score on. He's got to clean up a little bit of his shot recovery, but then again, Max McAnally is just that guy when it comes to re-attacks. Just a fantastic freshman year who remains undefeated this far into the season. And if he wasn't in a weight with Carter Starachi and Parker Keckheisen, we'd definitely be talking about this guy as a potential title contender. But when you have two legends in your weight class, it's tough to get there. But either way, Max looks like a bona fide high All-American contender and someone that will be pushing for national title in the years to come. 197 was a pretty close one between Stephen Buchanan and Isaiah Salazar. Buchanan ends up getting a takedown in the last 30 seconds to win this one by a score of 4-1. Not a ton of exchanges, not a lot of attacks from either guy, but Buchanan was able to get the score late, got it done, and he remains undefeated, remains number one in America with that win. And then you go to heavyweight where it was not a merciful Gable Steveson. He was not in the mood of a respectful major decision. He came out, he got busy early, and he got a first period tech over Ben Keeter, 19-3 in 2 minutes and 51 seconds. And, you know, this guy is just on such a different level from everyone. You run out of adjectives to describe Gable Steveson, so I'll just leave it at this. He's great. And an amazing performer, amazing performance by him, and a really fun dual meet at Minneapolis. Shout out to that crowd. It was raucous, it was loud, it was rowdy, and they are leaving with a great dual meet experience, although probably not the one they wanted, as Iowa gets it done, as we've seen them do all year long, save the Penn State duel. So great dual meets, those two back-to-back, Penn State, Ohio State, Iowa, Minnesota. Doesn't get much better than that for a Friday night, even if it was Valentine's Day. So those were great duels. Some more great duels going down on Sunday. What were your thoughts on the Iowa-Minnesota dual meet? I want to hear from you.